Welcome to Mary's Coaching Corner. Today's topic is the gift of letting go, particularly difficult, I think, in a year we've had. So I'm recording this December 2020 in the midst of the worst days of the COVID pandemic. So the notion of letting go is particularly difficult and particularly important in a year like this. However, the gift I'm giving you today is a self-directed written exercise you can take on to really close out any year, not just this tough year. All right, I call this the annual review preview, which is bookending a year as a chapter in your life. Like, being present, we live in the moment, but it's also helpful to kind of pull out what I call a coaching lens to look at a month in your life or a year in your life. And so this annual review preview provides the structure for you to bookend a year as a chapter in your life. It also allows you to close it out powerfully and do the work to let go of regrets and resentments. That way you can really begin to dreamscape the following year from a blank canvas. And as I always like to say with my clients, remember, dreamscaping is a valid form of planning. Dreamscaping taps into a part of the brain that controls our behavior. And it's really important to give language to what it is you actually want. So today's video is really focused on the review, but also helping you get set up to do this preview in terms of dreamscaping. So there's going to be a series of questions, and the idea is that once you get the idea of what the question is, you can pause the video and then come back and you'll go on to the next question. So the first question is, what did you love about 2020, or what did you love about this year? So the idea of pause, write down actually what you loved, and then come back to this video. What did you not love about 2020, or what did you not love about this year? Next question. What did you learn about yourself? Okay, this slide we'll spend a little bit more time on. This is the regrets and resentment slide. So far you've talked about what you loved about this year, what you didn't love about this year, and what you learned about yourself this year. This slide is really helping you to do the letting go process. And it's digging deeper than what you loved and didn't love, and really goes down into the place in your body system that really holds regrets and resentments. So my recommendation is that you first list what regrets you have. Regrets are usually about me, like what I regretted about what I did or didn't do. Resentments tend to be towards other people or external situations. And my encouragement here is to get sort of victim-y on purpose, like really go into the disappointment that you had in other people or in situations this year. So take the time in a written exercise here, and in two separate lists, write out your regrets and your resentments. Pause the video, and then I'll come back to you. Okay, now that you've listed the regrets and resentments, now it's time to do the work to see if you can actually let go of a particular regret, or if there's something you actually need to take on. So for example, I regret that I wasn't consistent in eating the way I said I wanted to eat. Can I let that go, or is there something I actually need to take on? And when I really look at it for myself, yeah, I can let it go. I rocked it in terms of exercise this year. Rode my bike 18 miles, 12 miles to the beach. So I'm doing some good things around my self-care, and I can let go of that regret. If I can't let go of the regret or the resentment, then I take a look at what is there I need to do around that. It may be that I need to take on a conversation with somebody, and I don't even need to do that today. Like I could say, ooh, yeah, I need to have a conversation with that person, and I will do that mid-January. I can still close out this year powerfully, even if the action is into the next year. Okay, having processed regrets and resentments, the next question is really related to this concept of unspoken contracts. So the written exercise here is to list 5 important relationships to you. It can be a combination of personally, professionally. It doesn't even have to be the top 5, but just think about 5 important relationships with this in mind. We have unspoken contracts with everybody in our life. Like there's a way in which I have an unspoken contract with my husband that I'll fill the sugar bowl, even though I don't use sugar for my coffee. Um, and so the idea is look at the important relationships in your life, list 5, and then say, what is the unspoken contract I have with that person? And then, is that unspoken contract working for me? And if not, what do I need to take on? And if it is working for you, then it's sort of great because asked and answered. So an example of this for me is I have an unspoken contract with a high school friend that I'm the one usually that calls her. Now, we never discussed that. It wasn't an agreement, but over the years, that's sort of the contract we had. And it didn't matter to me once I looked at it because we connect so quickly when we get on the phone. It doesn't matter that I'm typically the one calling her. So that's an unspoken contract that actually works. If you have an unspoken contract that doesn't work, then there's the question of what conversation to take on with that person, or what do you need to do internally within you to shift that experience that doesn't work. Finally, last question, which is kind of fun. What are the small things that I'm tolerating? So I look at, inside the household, it may be that there's a set of books that are taking up space that I'm just not using anymore. And I'm just kind of tolerating that they're there. So it's a small thing. I could just stay there. But if I really ask this question, what am I tolerating that I no longer need to be tolerating? I might do something with those books, like give them away. So look around your household, look around your car. This is tended to be more materialistic in nature, and in terms of, what are the things around you that you're tolerating that you just don't need to tolerate. Your closet is a great one to start on this. Congratulations on completing the annual review part of this review preview. So you've closed out this chapter, you've let go of regrets and resentments, and now you're able to really dreamscape from a blank canvas. So the one question I have clients look at this time of year is, what do you want to be celebrating a year from now? It's a design to encourage the client to dreamscape from a really high level, here's what I want, like big, bold, powerful declarations of what I want to be celebrating. They do not have to be realistic. That's the whole idea of dreamscaping, but it does need to tap into what you actually want, not what you think you should do, could do, or ought to do. Later then, like in January, I'll work with people to then distill those dreamscaping statements into more specific goals for the year. But for now, enjoy the dreamscaping, and happy holidays, happy new year. And if you want to connect, here's a couple different ways in which you can connect in terms of what's next for you. You can access other videos on Mary's Coaching Corner. If you work within a company setting, Play Big Corporate Coaching, which is a team of coaches, we can come in and we love to do these educational lunch and learns with a common topic being, how does a company know when and how to invest in training, consulting, and coaching? And I'd love to connect with you. You can connect with me on LinkedIn. All right, terrific. Have a great day. Have a great year.